Hey, what's up guys? My name is Ryan, your Southwest Florida Realtor here. And on this channel, we go over everything to do with real estate, whether it's your buyer, seller, or you're a new agent or already an agent. So anything to do with real estate, we're going to go over it here. And in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over 5 lead sources that are free that a new agent might be able to capitalize on. So it's going to be a really quick video, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Number 5 is going to be joining your interest groups or groups that you're already a part of. So for me, I like going to the gym. So I have a pretty good community there that knows that I go to the gym, that I'm a realtor as well. I also like saltwater fish tanks. So I go to the pet stores quite a bit. So everybody that knows me knows I do real estate and that I like saltwater fish. So that's one way that you can get leads. So anybody in those groups that you're a part of, whatever it is, whether it's cars, fishing, anything like that, it's a good opportunity for you to put your name out there and brand yourself. Number 4 would be your local events. So anything that has to deal with the Chamber of Commerce, anything that's going on in your downtown area. So for me, it'd be downtown Punta Gorda. Anything that's going on down there, I would like to be a part of. So that way everybody sees my face, they know what I do as a realtor. So if they have any questions regarding any type of real estate, whether it's renting, selling, buying, whatever it may be, they think of you. So that's a good organic way to get your name out there as well in the community. Number 3, and this is a big one for me. This is what I've used quite a bit this year so far to get a couple sales and a couple buyers and everything like that, is social media. Social media is free. You don't have to pay for it. You can post. Everybody can get involved with what you do as a realtor or within your life. It's great. It puts you one-on-one with somebody else that can relate to you. You have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat, you have Twitter, you have TikTok. You can do TikTok. If you want to be a TikTok star, you can be a TikTok star. You have YouTube. You can go live on any of those. And you can do great. You just have to have knowledge, and you have to put your knowledge out there. It's worked for me, and it's gave me a platform that kind of tells everybody that I know that I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to buying and selling real estate. So it's a very important tool to use, and it's free. Number 2 would be your open houses. So for me, I joined a team at my brokerage. Okay. You might not have that luxury that there's teams there, but you can go around the office and ask. Most people that have a listing would not mind you going and doing a free open house for them to get more people in that house to help them sell the house. Also, that helps you pick up leads. People that don't come in with a realtor, that are just a consumer, those people are yours now. You get their name, their contact information, and it helps. My first ever lead when I got my license was from an open house. We went out, I forgot the address, but I think it was a Gulf Access house. We went out, I met my first lead, and me and him still talk. Like, we still conversate. We still talk. He hasn't bought anything, but I formed a relationship. So the key thing, even with all these so far that I've went over, whether it's the open house, the social media, the interest groups, the local events, everything, you have to form a relationship with people. You can throw and hit a rock basically on any block and hit a realtor. It's relationships and knowledge is what's going to help you. You can do all of these lead sources that I'm giving you. You can do them all. But if you're not consistent and you're not actually forming relationships with these people, then they won't work. So you have to put in the work and you have to be consistent. You can't start at number 5 with the interest groups, try it for a couple weeks, and then throw it away and then move on to the next. It doesn't work like that. You have to design a plan for yourself, what works for you. So some things might not work for you, some things might. So before we get to number 1, I'll go over 2 things that doesn't really work for me, but could possibly work for you. That's why they're not in my top 5, but they have shown that they actually work really well. If you follow Brian Casella or anybody like that, he built his whole business off of door knocking and cold calling, and that's what we're going to go over. So you have an honorable mention would be cold calling. So one way that you can get numbers to cold call would be from your brick and mortar office. So I'm not too sure if you can do this with the online brokerages like EXP, but you can get phone numbers to cold call from the brokerage, from agents that kind of quit the business or anything like that, and they left their files there. You know, whether those people were buyers, sellers, renters, it doesn't matter, because now you have their phone number, their contact information. You can always give them a call and follow up with them and just, hey, remember that time that you bought or sold with XYZ brokerage? Well, I'm just following up to see how things are going, and kind of go from there. Another way of doing it is, you know, here in Florida, we get your phone book tossed on your driveway. So you can always open the phone book and go through those numbers and just start calling and make people move, or make people want to buy a house if they're renting. You never know. So you just go down there and start calling. If you're a new agent, you have all the time in the world because you're not jam-packed. Your schedule's not jam-packed. Mine's not jam-packed. So I still use all these resources that I'm telling you right now to get leads and to move forward. So it works for me. So it's just consistency, like I said before. The third other one would be, you could pay for RedX, and RedX gives you different avenues of like FSBOs, expired stuff like that you can call, and those are cold calling as well. Another little trick, if you don't want to pay RedX, you can go on Zillow and you can see that there's FSBOs there. The FSBOs there actually have to have their phone number and name there, so that actually would help you out, you know. So in order for them to sell their house, they have to put their name there too. So there you go, their name's there and their phone number. Sometimes you even have their email address. The other one is door knocking. So that's another honorable mention before we get to number one, is door knocking. Door knocking is, you know, a tried and true formula that they've been doing forever. You go on a neighborhood that you want to prospect in and farm, or you can go on the MLS and see that, you know, something just sold, something just got listed. It doesn't have to be your listing, nor does it have to be your sale, as long as you don't use, you know, flyers with their brokerage and their name and say that you sold it or say that you listed it. Then you can just go up, knock on the door. Hey, how's it going, Mr. John Smith? The house down the road on 1234 Grove Street, hey, it listed for $350. Would you like to see what you could possibly list your house for? Or, you know, if it just sold, it sold $10,000 above asking price. Wouldn't you like to try to take advantage of today's seller market and go from there? Those are like positive things. If I'm a seller and you're knocking on my door and you're telling me I can make more money, then why would I not listen to you? So far, we have number 5, we have interest groups. Number 4, we have local events. Number 3, we have social media. That's very important. Don't forget that one. Number 2, asking your office to do open houses or anything like that. And so we'll get to the number one. Number one thing that's helped me a lot so far is using my sphere of influence. And what your sphere of influence is your family, friends, or anybody that is really close to you that follows you and knows that you're a realtor. Okay, and they are going to put your name out there. But in order for them to put your name out there, you have to show them that you actually know what you're talking about. So you have to form a connection with them. Okay, so make sure you actually know what you're talking about. Do your research as a realtor before you go and start talking to your family and friends. Okay, so that's very important. But your sphere of influence will give you referrals. They will like and comment on all your stuff because they actually believe in you. So that has helped me a whole lot. And I would like to say, if anybody's watching this, I would like to say thank you for my sphere of influence, because you've helped me so much in the very beginning, and it's very appreciated. But that, as starting out as a new realtor, you have to start there. If you don't start there and nobody likes you and trusts you, then 2, 3, 4, and 5 probably won't work because your name won't be out there. But also want you to make sure that you're consistent on doing all of these things, and give it some time. You know, especially when you start, give it a lot of time. If you're not giving it time, then you won't succeed. You can't just expect to get deals and start doing all these transactions within the first 3 months. It takes time. It's like a big snowball. It starts here and then it has to make its way down the hill. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. Stay tuned for more content. I might go in a little further on each one of these and give you some more tips and tricks on stuff that I've used so far. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe this, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.